Okay, morning everyone. I'm going to try and do another 5 charts in 5 minutes just before the market opens. Started the timer now, so let's see how we go. I'm going to fly through a few. I've got a few random ones. So first one's GXY. There's a 12-month daily. Nice uptrend lately. Dipped recently from a high up here in the 180s down to about early 160s and pretty much off the 50, very close to 50.62 fibs, so they definitely gave you a buy range. Res the last 2 days, let's get rid of those fibs for a minute. Res the last 2 days around, it's 167.5, so I'll be setting an alert for 168 for that one, looking for this volume to kick in a little bit on the swing, but shaping itself for a swing, so that's not a bad one. Okay, what else have I got here? Mac. A few of these are swings. It really feels like the heat's coming out of some of these specky plays that have been running ridiculously hard lately, and it's probably healthy for our market that it is, because I think some of them have got a little ahead of itself. So, but I'm still looking at a few of the swing plays, and I think I've got a couple of tight range breaks in here as well. This one's Mindmakers Mac. Again, since July, nice steady uptrend. Got a little bit ahead of itself in the last couple of weeks, spiking from 37 up to 54 odd. Nice dip there. We could probably whack some fibs on this one as well. Let's get rid of those and put a new one on, see whether the fibs would have picked it up. Let's just take this last run, pretty much right off the 50. So it's really important, I think, if you're a short-term trader, to get some kind of fib overlay on your chart so that you can keep an eye on the buy zones on some of these. Okay, so it's dipped, bounced off the 50, and the swing was formed yesterday. And as you can see, the volume's kicked in a little bit yesterday from the previous down days, but you'd want to see that volume kick on again today. So it's another one worth watching. I'm not in either of these at the moment. CWK was one I mentioned yesterday, and I have been in. There was a massive wall at $1, and it's been there for a couple of weeks now, like 1 million shares, and I was really impressed with the way it just didn't dip too far under that dollar. It dipped back to about 90, but it was just always holding there. It was as if that seller wasn't really scaring anyone. So I'd been buying the dips, mentioned in the Twitter several times, and yesterday she broke that dollar quite well and held the gains pretty well, I thought. When you see such a large wall like that smacked, you have to expect there'll be people, probably some just like me, that buy it at $1 and want to scalp it for just a couple of quick cents and then move on. So often it does struggle to kick on for a little while it gets rid of those scalpers, and it held very well and on really good volume, of course. So I'm still holding that one. That's a little bit more of a mid-term play for me. Trailing stop now. On a dip, you'd want to see that dollar resistance become support. So that's about where I'll be giving it. Okay, number 4, what have we got? FAS, Fair Star. Don't know much about this one, but it came up on the price and volume scans. Really nice break of this basing downtrend here. So since mid-November till January, it's been in a sideways range at the end of a downtrend, so it's formed a bit of a base. Couldn't get it much lower, and then it's broken. Now, if I'd seen this, and I probably should have had an alert set there at 5.6, and would have been looking at that a couple of days ago, but it avoided the radar, this one. Really good volume on this break. Don't know that I'd necessarily chase it. I'm not sure where it's matching this morning, but resistance around 8.5. I'll certainly keep this in the hot watch list, so if it does dip off this little strength, I'll look for an entry on the dip. Okay, I've got a minute to go, so I'm doing pretty well with this one. What will I do last? Let's go WHN. A few speckies this time. I'll try and mix this up with some larger cap stocks as well. Right, there's a WHL energy chart, 12 months. Again, been in a fairly steady downtrend and now starting to hammer out a bit of a base. Made a higher low here from this base back in September, October, so that's encouraging. And look at the volume that started to kick in here in the last month or so. A couple of pieces of news, see if anything's of much interest there. Seismic program and acreage acquisition update at the beginning of the month, so possibly there's some buying in anticipation of what's going on there. Broke the 3-cent res yesterday on great volume, and some pretty obvious res there at 3.4. So if you're not in on that break, I'm pretty sure I called that in the Twitter yesterday, then you'd be looking at this break here at 3.4. Okay, I've got 6 seconds to go. I'm getting good at these 5 in 5 now. I'm learning how to talk faster. All right, have a good day, everyone.